Good morning. Welcome back to Boardview Farms. It's been a while, but Nathan's not here this morning, so you get me. And today's project is the 8430. We're going to do the general service work on it, change the fuel filters, air filters, at least check the air filters, change the oil filters, or oil filter, and yeah, probably clean it up a little bit. But we don't put many hours on this tractor, so we'll have to see how far or how long it's been since we've done a service on it and replace the things that need replaced. It's not a critical tractor, so we don't need to have everything, I won't say perfect, but they need to be ready to work. So I pulled the 8430 outside, throttled it up a little bit, get the engine oil warm. I got all the filters down here, primary air, secondary air, cab air, recirculating cab filter, fuel filters, and engine oil. I'm almost positive we don't have to do the hydraulic oil. I'll check when we get the tractor back in here. We just don't use the tractor enough to have put the hours on it since the last time we did it. But another thing I can do is the forklift air filters. I got those this weekend. My buddy's a forklift technician for a local company here, so when we couldn't find him, I figured he could, and one of their locations is a Doosan dealer. So yeah, so I got the filters. They need changed. Like we said last time, they're pretty dirty, but got the new ones here, and yeah, we're gonna put them on. Well, I guess I need to apologize now. I've done a pretty bad job of filming today. But we're still going. So, like I said, working on the 8430 today. I drained the oil out, put a new oil filter in, put new oil back in it, changed out the engine air filter, primary and secondary, cab air filter, primary and secondary, and we need fuel filter. Well, we have one of them, but we just don't have the other. We have the secondary fuel filter, just not the primary. When Mark was using the sprayer last, he was having some problems with it, and we thought it was a fuel filter. And the motor in the 8430 and the sprayer are the same, so they just pulled the filter from the 8430's fuel filter box. So I went up and thought the sprayer might have one in it. Well, that one's gone too. So looks like we used both of the primary fuel filters for the sprayer and the 8430. We do still have a secondary in here. So I got on Deere's website and seen if you could order just the primary, and you can. So I called up to the dealership and ordered two, one for the 8430, one for the sprayer. So when we order new filters, it'll just come in the regular primary and secondary pack like these ones did. But good thing is Greenmark delivers today. So I called up, they said they would send one down or send two down. So we'll still have this done, but just a little slow down there on the fuel filter. So cleaning out the cab right now and gonna work on that for a little bit, and hopefully the filters show up before I need to get the power washer out for this. Well, kind of at a standstill now, so it's lunchtime. I think I'm gonna go home. Got all the service work done other than the primary air filter, primary fuel filter. It's a little canister, so I gotta wait for Deere to drop that off. They should be here in probably half an hour, so it shouldn't be long. But instead of just sitting here, I think I'm gonna go get something to eat and come back, finish this, and we're either gonna put the blade on the backhoe or start washing. It's not a bad day outside, to be honest, so I think we're gonna wash it outside. Got the heat on the power washer, keep it a little warmer, but then we don't have to clean up inside. So that'd be nice. But in order to get the tractor out, kind of need a fuel filter, so we gotta wait on that.
Hey, I'm back. It's cold here. Oh, it's all right. Brock's here. Apparently, you've been watching Brock. I don't know. Is he doing a good job? Let me know. Is Brock doing a good job for you guys down there in the comments? What have we been working on today, Brock?
8430 forklift and
got the oil changed. We got air filters put in our forklift that hadn't been changed in
10 years.
10, 12 years, something like that. We've got a cutting edge to put on a backhoe bucket. Oh, let's look at this. So Dad welded her up. He did it while I was gone last week, and well, there's a lot of welds on there. It was cracked in lots of places, it appears. Ugh. I mean, it's held together. It's still a little cracked, if you ask me. We'll see if this lasts. We'll see if it lasts. It did not cost much other than time and a little bit of rod to weld it together. So if it fails, it fails, and so what? We'll go buy a new one. Apparently, they're not nearly as expensive as I had initially thought. $280 or something like that, I think. And yeah, we flipped it, right? Because this side's not quite wore out yet, but she's got a little wear on here, and this side is brand new. So we welded it together, and Brock's going to get it put back on there. We've got new bolts. Should work. Should work just fine. So that's good. This tractor, how many did you look up in the book? Oil change? Did we do it last year?
We did it. It would have been late the year before, so late 22.
December of 22. So it's been 2 full seasons since we changed it.
Yeah. All of
so
23.
It was the same.
It'd been all of 23.
Oh, we changed it in late 22.
Yeah, December.
So it was just 1 season.
It had
how many hours?
50, 170-ish hours.
All right. Probably
it wouldn't have
change
went
it.
Another year without being over the intervals right now.
Right, because the interval on this one is only 375, not 500, like the other tractors. It would have been close. It would probably. Technically, you're supposed to change it at 250 unless you use Deere oil and filters, which we do. So you could go to 375, but that's all right. We got it changed, so that's good. Fuel filters, everything else serviced, all good to go.
Yep, no, it is. Interior of the cab done because I was waiting on the filters. And I went
okay, we gotta wash it yet and clean it up. And the other thing we need to do is do something with these hydraulic couplers because, well, it does that, and I've got to make that stop. So we're going to look into that a little bit. We've got some old ones over here and some seal kits that I think we could try and put in. I got to look and see if we can rebuild those relatively easily, or if you just spend the $100 on each one and put new ones in there. Yeah, I mean, $100 isn't terrible until you look and see that, oh, there's 8 of them there. That adds up. So, of course, we've already changed some. We could just change a few more. Yeah. Anyway, but that tractor's just about done. Just needs a bath and a little bit more stuff to it. This one over here is a long ways to go. It is not about done. Still has no engine. Yeah, we'll get there. I forgot to stop and grab my seals for this that I ordered last week. So I think I'm going to run and go get those. We'll see if we can get that power lift deal, start putting that back together and see if those seals that I found are actually going to work or not. My plan is to put that back together, put it on here, and put it away back over in our corner. So we made some progress on it. I feel good that we're making progress and doing something on this tractor, but yeah, we've got other things that need to be worked on because we got to get the shop cleaned out here in another day or two so that we can bring a planter in here. That's the goal this week. By the end of the week, we're going to have a planter in the shop. All right, so Brock's going to wash, and we're actually going to wash outside because it's well, I said it's cold here. I mean, it's cold compared to Mexico, right? It's not really that cold. It's probably 40 degrees or so. 35. It's decent. Sunny. Well, whatever. Sun's shining. Sunny. My seed care rep dropped me off a nice glove holder. Yeah, look at this thing, right? So we're going to take that down to the seed warehouse too, magnet it to the treater somewhere so we can have nice gloves for keeping our hands dry while we're clean, while we're treating.
Safety and PPE.
That's right. I'm going to run and grab those seals, and then we'll come back here. We'll see if we can work on some stuff. We may go down and actually hang some steel this afternoon as well. Just trying to get caught up on everything after we got back here. If you missed my live stream the other day, maybe wondering, back from where? Well, my wife and I were in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, last week. Left on Wednesday, came back yesterday, and had a really good time. We're down there with my seed company. They sent us down for some meetings, part of a feedback group, if you will, where they were looking for a select group of us, dealers, customers, reps, to provide some feedback on marketing programs and ideas and things that we would like, things that we would like to change, that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was a great trip. They treated us really well. We had a good time. I was a bit overwhelmed because there's a language barrier there, and I just had no idea what was going on outside of the meeting side of stuff. But we had a good trip. It was a fun time. And beautiful, beautiful resort. Nice place. It was excellent. Brock's making our tractor all shiny, nice and clean. Looks pretty good. I went and got my seals. You think this will work? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. It's tight. It should work if we can get it on the shaft. Yeah, that fits. I don't know. I think it's going to work. So we're going to have to knock these seals out. And I got 2 of these. We're going to stack them. 2 on each side. We'll see if it works. All right, look at this. We got some of that old seal out. It's destroyed. So now either our ones that we got work, or we find something else, because these aren't going back together. I had to use the slide hammer to get that outside piece out because it's too deep. I couldn't reach behind it and get in there. The inside one I actually got out relatively in one piece. There's another part number buried in there. Brock's got it over there. He's looking it up. This was more or less like a washer, but I think it's the top of the second seal. 18770D. Anyway, I got a little bit more in here. There's this ring around the outside we got to get to come off, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that the best. And then we got to clean stuff up. All right, we got it. There was basically 2 seals inside of a little housing, so they stayed together. I think my new ones are going to work really well because they fit nice and tight. We'll just have to see if we can get them pushed in there right. But I do want to clean out. There's a bunch of grease down in there. Can you guys see that grease in there? Not real well, but I think we can take it outside, power wash it, use the hot water down inside there, and try and clean that out. I pulled the grease zerk out that was in there. That's all plugged full of 60, 70, 80-year-old grease. So we can get that cleaned up a little bit better too. Look at that. We got one in. So tight it scraped the paint off going in. It's good. It's good. It won't leak. And we're going to stack it. We're just going to put another one right on top of there. Then you got your double lip seal. I don't know. It should work. It seems like it should work. All right. New seals are in. They're not original, but they will work. Well, I can't guarantee that they won't leak, but they went back together. Everything fit like it's supposed to, and I got this kind of half back on there. Put the little wiper in there with the springs under it that went spring a thing in when we took it apart. Yeah, all that's good. So I need to get 2 more of those seals for the other side. I'm going to call and get those ordered here so we can have them tomorrow, and we can get this put back together and be done with it. Decided to come down to the seed warehouse here. We're going to hang another sheet of steel. Get 1 more up there. I'd like to keep going. We don't have a lot of time though, so we might have to we got to hang some more J channel and stuff, so we might only get 1 sheet up today. But we're gonna keep working at this a little bit. It's almost time to turn the heater on and leave it on to get these beans warmed up. It was warm here last week when I was in Mexico, which is good because it gives us kind of a head start. So as long as we're into the 40s during the days, I'm not gonna worry about the heat too much, I don't think, but I'm not gonna let it get down to 10 degrees in here again, because then the beans will get cold and we don't want that. All right, we got to get that sheet of steel and we'll take it up. We've got an impact drive screws in. 1 shouldn't take much. Yeah. Well, there's another sheet. Looks good. So the next one's gonna have to get cut. We're like 19, 20 inches there. The sheet is 36, so it's a little over half, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. So, but they got to be cut lengthwise. I'm not doing it with hand cut tin snips like this, so I've got a set of like a shear on the way, because we're gonna have to cut a lot of these lengthwise. So we're gonna get the right tool to do the job since I got so much of it to do, but it should fit in there really nice. We should be able to slide it in this little gap here that you guys can't really see, but between the wood and the metal there, and just kind of clean up that edge, kind of like we did down there. That side was a little different in the way that it is, but yeah, it'll fit in there and that'll be nice. So the nice thing about all these trusses, and basically in between every one is a separate roofing system or liner system or whatever you want to call it, so we can start on this side and work across without finishing that other one yet. But we've got to put our J channel down there on the bottom. We've got to get that board secured, and I need a drill. I took all our tools back when we finished the last time because I knew I was going to be gone. I didn't want to have everything down here if Dad needed stuff or whatever. So I had to go get the right tools, the drill. We've got to get that board anchored up there. I think. Did we already anchor it? No, those are those. They look like knots in the wood. Are those actual screws? Maybe those are. Okay, so it's anchored. We just got to get the J channel up, which means we need a chalk line so we can get it in the right spot, and we need a drill to drill some holes in this so that we can get the nails in, because it's too tight with a hammer to try and pound the nails through, and we were bending the nails and it just wasn't working. We found it was easier to drill it first.
Huh. That's right.
That's not great there. We missed. It's okay. Yeah, but go clear down on the end, dude. But yeah, so we're marking where we want our J channel on this board because we want the steel, when we put steel on the wall, to fit up behind that piece of J channel. So if we mark the outside of it and then we leave it out that far, it should work. So we'll make a chalk line. I can't do this with one hand, sorry. Oh jeez.
Filming me?
Yep. Are you on the line?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. On an angle. There you go.
Doubt me.
I've seen you work before, Brock. I know how it goes. All right, we're getting our J up there. Just putting in like 4 nails just to hold it in place, because when we put the sheets up, we run screws through here and they kind of hold everything in place too. So just has to keep it from falling down more or less. Yeah, see, too close. All right, let's see, we ready for a sheet? I don't know, we're gonna have to cut this one. We got these braces on that truss, and all these trusses, they like straps that hold the roof to the trusses. Those are important, but we're gonna have to trim a sheet around them, which is not gonna be super fun. All right, we got our J channel up there. We're working on the sheet for the other side of that truss, and we've got to measure around those pieces and cut, and there's one there and there's one down along the wall side as well, so there's 2 of them. And yeah, so this is the end that goes down by the wall on the sheet. I cut it. I don't know, we'll see if that's going to work or not. I tried to cut out a little spot where exactly where that angle is going to be, and then just slot the sheet. We should be able to bend it around it, hopefully. We've got to do this one down here yet, but I want to measure again. This one is on the top side of the sheet, and we're actually going to slice from the end in, because the sheet that goes from the bottom one to the peak will cover that up. So that'll actually work out pretty well in the fact that we're going to hide some of those cuts in the middle. So it's 5 o'clock. Brock's got to get going, so we're not going to worry about throwing this one up there tonight. But we got a little more done. Got a little J up. Got some more insulation put in along the wall over there. So slowly but surely, we are making progress here. And yeah, it's better than it was. It's going to hold more heat than we have been. It'd be nice to get the rest of this foam up. Job kind of sucks, so I quit working on it for a little bit, trying to get something else done. But I need to do that some more. I also I bought a couple of fans. I don't think I've shown you guys this yet, but yeah, I bought a couple of really big fans. They are 10-foot diameter, really long blades. that we're going to try and hang. I think I can get them above my heater, but down far enough that they don't hit the roof. We're going to have to maybe do a little bit of maneuvering some cables that are holding the heater up or something, just moving some stuff around a little bit, but I think it'll work. Obviously, it would be nice to have the roof or the ceiling done before we hang those. I may do a temporary install where we just come down a little bit the slope so we can get away from everything and not have to worry about doing a final install, or maybe we'll just put one in beyond the end of that or something there and get below it where it's not going to be an issue, but just to get some air movement while we're heating in here, because we got to get these beans warm so we can start treating them, and that's got to happen relatively soon. So the guy I'm warehousing for is coming down on Thursday. We're going to go over some of his orders and stuff, try and figure out who might be able to take some stuff that's not taking treated beans early here so we can start making some deliveries, and then figuring out what we got to start treating to get some more deliveries done, because we got to be able to deliver stuff as we're treating and getting it out of here so we got more room for everything. So that's the plan. It is good to be back, and things are going to pick up drastically here and considerably over the next couple of weeks. As slow as it was here in January and just not a lot going on, I am going to be regretting that shortly, because I'm going to feel so overwhelmed, like I have so much stuff to do. But it's timing. You can only do so much at once or at certain times, and yeah, so we'll get a planner out. That'll give Brock something to keep working on while I am tied up down here, and he can help me down here some too, but we do have to get the shop work done and get the equipment ready for spring. All right, I'm gonna go home too, because, well, I haven't seen my kids in a while, or hadn't until last night, so we'll go home and spend some time with them. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you again tomorrow. I don't know exactly what the plan is tomorrow. Might work in the seed warehouse, might work in the shop here. We got to do them hydraulic couplers on the tractor. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow afternoon. I do have somebody coming tomorrow morning to the seed warehouse to take a look at some stuff. So yeah, a few different things going on, but I'm sure we'll find something interesting enough to put a video out, and it's good to be back doing this again. So thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and I will see you again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. If you're new, thanks for coming. Hit that like button for me. Appreciate that. I believe our sale is still going on over at Farm Focus. You can get 15% off any Borderview Farms merchandise or any other brand that they carries merchandise. Use code LOVEAG until the 14th. So you got another day or two to take advantage of that sale. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.